There is a system in the middle schools that is noted and that is in policy. The policy is, available for everyone to see, and the policy describes how we place students based on grades, teacher recommendations, and other factors. There are a different number of levels depending on the subjects, and different number of levels in different grades.
They tried to be slick in terms of what they called the levels, so you wouldn't know. You were just in section 64 or section 63. And at Maplewood Middle, I know we had teams. I'm pretty sure South Orange Middle did too. So we had Team A and Team B. But after a while, we started to realize that you were in classes with the same people. And then if you were friends with a couple kids who were in different levels than you, you started to realize they were getting different work than you were. And so I remember by 7th grade, it definitely hit us that we were in smart classes.
To use the terminology that's used here, I saw a whole range of kids in level 4. I saw a whole range of kids in level 3. I realized that a lot of my level 3 students could do just as well as my level 4 students. I realized that some of my level 4 students, could probably do, maybe weren't doing even as well as some of my level 3s. The level 2s are all over the place because essentially there is no level 2 kid. There's either kids that came here and for some reason are skill deficient, so they normally would not be in level 2 except that they don't have the skill yet, so I need to get that. We have a special type of skill deficient is language deficient. Not that they're deficient in their own language, they just don't know enough English, right? So, okay, we have nowhere to put them, we'll put them in level 2, all right? You've also got the kids that actually do have a disability that needs to be addressed, right? And finally, you have the kids that there's absolutely no reason why they can't be in level 3 or level 4, except, they can skate by and make it nice and easy for themselves in level 2, and really not have to do much work or anything. Don't even really have to study, because in a lot of level 2 classes, you can use your notes or whatever, right?
I do remember there was various times in my sophomore year where I wanted to experiment with the 3s and the level 4s. I really wanted to see if I could do the work. I wanted to be a smart kid, And when I suggested to one of my teachers at the time, I believe it was my English teacher at the time, I had asked if I could be moved up a level, because according to our school, you can just request it, and then they put you through, and if you're not doing so well, then they'll bring you back into the level you were in before. And when I had spoken to my teacher about it, she basically said that I would have to, one, get my mother to come in and they would have to talk about it. And then she said, well, I don't know if you would, they do a lot of work, it's different, the speed is different. And basically, in a nutshell, really discouraging me completely from wanting to even go there. She really made me feel like I wasn't able to do the work that level 3 and level 4 students could do.
When I got to high school, I stayed in level 3. And what they do is certain classes, once you get to high school, certain classes are different levels. So I was in level 3 for 9th grade through all my classes. And then for 10 through 12, they put me into honors, which is level 4, math and science.
You basically, if you see 80% of the class is black, level 3. Right? It's just, that's it, all right? If you see the class is racially mixed, but there seem to be not too many colored, men of color, level 4. And then if you see that it's very largely white, AP, all right? So you can tell.
I've also talked to a number of students about leveling, and to be quite honest, there are students we have identified who could be in higher level classes, but they don't want to be there. They don't want to be there, and the question still in my mind is, why? Why don't they want to be there? And as I push the envelope and talk to students, they don't want to be there because some of their friends are not in there. They don't want to be in there because they don't want to do the work. And when I hear those answers from students, the challenge for me as the building principal is, how do we change the mindset of students who don't want to do that? Because if I ask the same student, okay, you don't want to do the work, then I'll ask them, so what do you plan to do after you graduate from high school? And the first thing out of their mouths is, I want to go to college.
There's a curriculum for U.S. history. There's things that people ought to know, right? There's issues that people ought to know about. And it's not like I can simply say, okay, well, you know what, that's a level 4 issue and that's a level 3 issue. And as a citizen, when you go to vote, you don't have to know about these, even though you're going to have to vote on that issue anyway. You're only going to need to know about these because this is the ones that will be easy to teach. Well, what did I just say? I just said, well, wait a minute, you're a second-class citizen. Didn't I just say that? Yeah. And I have to be honest, that bothers me.
It's too subjective in how they determine the levels, and the leveling is too important for it to be that subjective.
And for me to be bringing home those good grades and no one advancing me and no one stopping and saying, hey, why is this kid still here? This kid should definitely be in a college prep course. They should be in an AP course. They should be in a level 4 course. For no one until my 11th grade year to have noticed the potential in me and to want me to do better, that's a sad thing. Because when it came down for my senior year and I had to apply to colleges and universities, and I got my wonderful piece of paper that had my GPA on it and it was a 2.3, you know what I did? I cried. I cried for a long time.
You have to be involved. You have to be your child's advocate. You have to be involved in their education. But even knowing that, there's still this part of me that says, oh, the schools know what they're doing, and whom I'm not an educator. I may know my child's personality and that stuff, but I'm not an educator. What do I know about it? And in the past year since I've gotten involved, I'm not so willing to take things at face value anymore.
And I could imagine that if you are a parent, you're new to the district, it would be a hill that would seem too hard to climb. I certainly found it a hill that was extremely challenging. And I've lived in this district and I work in the district, and I even found it extremely difficult.
I want to make certain that everyone is at the table. Because when we do have conversations, oftentimes there are some parents there, but not all parents. And I'm very, very passionate about making certain that parents understand we want you at the table.
The task force really looked at the issues of college success for our students, and found that in the class of 2005, for example, 43% of our students had earned a college degree within 4 years, of graduating. And we're looking at more and more data now, trying to see after 5 and 6 years how many students are there. But they also found that, and I forgot the number, about 25% of our students went to college but dropped out without earning a college degree. And so that really forced a lot of reflection on what level of academic preparation do our students have when they leave us, and why do some seem to have a higher level of academic preparation than others?
It's fair to ask a question or a series of questions about any system, especially a system that doesn't seem to be serving everyone concurrently. It's also fair to look beyond our borders at the national scene and even locally and see what's happening in middle schools, again, nationally and locally.
One of the things that we've done is we've created mixed level classes. And what that entails is that we have level 3 students, for example, in the same class with level 4 students. And the teacher now is teaching the class at a very high level. So the level 3 student has an opportunity to be exposed to instruction at the 4 level. Some of the students take advantage of it and do quite well, but there are too many of them who don't take advantage of it.
And they found that the percentages of students who were successful in pursuing a degree and earning a degree, there was a very high percentage of those students
who were in level 4, 5, or 6 classes when they were in 11th grade. And that the students in 11th grade who were in level 2 or 3 classes, our relatively lower level classes, were not nearly as successful in earning their way towards a college degree. So I saw that data and I went to the board's policies, the district's policies, which have been in existence for decades probably. And I saw that level 3 was labeled college prep. And we have a level called college prep, but once students are done with it and they go to college, they're not able to be successful in earning a degree. So that really brought up not only a point of semantics, but a point of belief system and what level of expectations we have for our students, that we would tell students, okay, you know, maybe you're getting a B in your level 3 class, it's college prep, you're doing fine. When really it's not preparing them to be successful in college later, which is the whole point.
So I understand that the leveling system is in place, but it's time to shake it up. It's time to shake it up, because what worked 10 or 15 years ago is not working now. And we need to make certain that when we now present a high school diploma to the students when they walk across that stage, I want to make certain that as the building principal with my signature on the diploma, that that diploma really represents, one, a very high quality education that's not been watered down, that's not been compromised by a leveling system that now impedes student progress instead of supporting student progress.